Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing. Rich, that's the way you hit a tee shot.
Love it, right out of the gates. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Settles in over the putt. -1 in the early going. Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Did the job right there. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Stays at 1 under with that par. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the 2 previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. That will be a great look at birdie. From about 8 feet. Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
Par attempt here. 1 under for the round. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
Headed for the bunker, I think. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. A beautiful, soft touch out of the bunker. That's Mickelson-esque. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Solid par to remain 1 under. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you.
Beautiful looking shot right here. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hammocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Frank, going back 100 years or more, we used to see winning scores in stroke play tournaments, 72-hole events of 300 thereabouts. But obviously, like so many things in golf, everything has improved.
Yeah, people would scoff at sort of saying 475s would win a U.S. Open or a British Open. It didn't, and it does. But, with equipment, and people have really got into the game, they've worked it out, and they're just plain got better at it. They realise that, stroke play, you can't just swing from the trees, so to speak. You've really got to work your way around and get better. You just can't sort of settle for mediocrity.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that? Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That had to really hurt Frank because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
And now he has this for the birdie. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Really good mix of holes here at Chambers Bay. And Frank, we finished this front side with a par 3 after just having come off that long par 5.
And it's a beauty too. The tee is some 100 feet up in the air, so you get a great view of this magnificent golf course, and you realize why it's called a true links. This green here, though, it looks rather daunting, well bunkered on the right side, but you can see enough of it. And once again, links, use the bounce, and you can still kick one in there close.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
Wow, touch of a locksmith out there, making everything.
Yeah, and the result, yet another birdie too. Totally in command.
Getting ready now to begin the back 9 here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in. Ah, nice.
Looks good. This is some drive. I'm reminded of the old Phillies baseball announcer, Harry Callis, who used to say, "That ball is out of here." Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
Two, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, if you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green, you might just putt for an eagle.
Oh my goodness, that is on in one. Wow, what an incredible shot. Sizable putt from 16 feet.
Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt.
He'd love to get this one. Big putt for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Now at the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, this one bends to the right, par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to cut it or move the ball in that direction. Ideally, really, anything down the left side of the fairway would be well suited for this hole. There is a central bunker that sort of protects the front middle of this green. You can go in left of that or right of that, but this is a beefy par 4. 4 on the card, and you are not losing ground.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry. That's an absolute beauty.
So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, and right down Peachtree. Yeah, about 150 yards left here, Frank. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. That was not a very good read right there.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
That puts them at 4 under for the round. At last, Frank, a break from those long par 4s. We just played 5 par 4s in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree, one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15, it's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Frank, there's an old basketball announcer who used to say when a ball went in and out of the cylinder just the way that one did, he would say, ringtail howitzer. And that one just didn't go in. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beach.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Settles in over the putt. You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Just a couple of feet. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3, you can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of the US Open. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Wow, I thought he made that. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. This for him would be one drop shot. -3 now for the round. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
So that was probably a makeable putt, but everything had to be right. The speed and the read didn't quite have it dialed in online there. Did the job right there. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's amazing how a game at times that can be so hard and just absolutely drive you crazy can appear to be so simple. This was just an absolute joy to watch today.
So that'll do it for Frank Nobilo and our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time.